All right, so I'm doing my podcast tonight with Sam. Excuse me, a good friend of mine. I guess we've known each other for, well, I've lived here 4 years.
Yep, 4 years then.
So, yeah.
Give or take, yeah.
So we've had some good conversations. So yeah, that's why I kind of wanted to bring her on. So this podcast might go in a direction you might not expect it to. Mm-hmm. So,
not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
And maybe not safe for work.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely not. But yes, today is Friday. How was your Friday?
Friday was fabulous. Good. Woke up at a cottage. Fabulous day.
Nice. That's very, very nice.
Came home, sat in my backyard, and swam in the pool. So
that's like a perfect Friday.
It was a perfect Friday, and I'm finishing it with wine and with you. So
yay!
Perfect.
There we go. So yeah, I took the boys to the beach.
Awesome.
It was actually probably the first day in a month that they didn't drive me crazy.
I know. When does back to school
They
start?
literally ran from the water to the top of the hill, like back and forth. And I was like, that's it. Just tire yourself.
Yeah, keep going.
And good Bennett was just in a good attitude. Like normally he's been like talking back. Yeah, so it was good. It was a good day.
I love it.
But yeah, so I've been super excited to, now that I've got the audio podcast going, I'm super excited to get some guests on because I have some other friends that, just some interesting topics to kind of, to delve deep into that I find really interesting. So, we are going to talk about, well, I don't even know. Okay, so like you do open relationships.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Monogamy.
Yeah, monogamy.
Polyamorous.
Mm-hmm. So what are you?
Well, I would classify myself as a very happily married woman for many years. We've been together for 16 years altogether, but our sex life does not revolve just around love. We like to bring people in. So we believe in our married relationship that it's not just monogamy. We don't understand it. We don't get it. We look at it as a good time. So for us, for 16 years, I think we're doing okay.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And I think we're just trying to there's so many of us out there, but a lot of people still, the stigma's on it. And nobody wants to talk about it. So I am one of those people that I'm like, you know what? It's time to talk about it. I think this is a good opportunity and a good time to bring it out in the open a little bit more.
Yeah, because that's what I've kind of been, since I've been separated, that's what I'm discovering, that I feel like relationships need to be headed for because of like dating apps. Yep. And just the easy accessibility of trying to find someone else.
That's right.
So I've said to so many people, I'm like, I just feel like open relationships or polyamorous, like I feel like it needs to be the way of the future for relationships to survive.
No, absolutely.
And the other angle I see on it, and people always disagree with me at first, like I'll say, sex, if you can build your foundation off your sex life, that is just where all the trust is, I find.
That's right.
And some people disagree, like, oh no, well, sex isn't a big deal. And I'm like, oh, it will be soon.
That's right.
And we will talk when you realize that, yes, no, it is a very big deal.
That's right.
Because I don't know, I hit my peak around when I hit 40.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I feel like that's like women need to.
Yeah. Well, and I think we're so inhibited because of the stigma. People are like, should I? Shouldn't I? People are worried about the talk about it. But it's like, I've been this way my entire life. I've never not been this way. So I remember when I met my husband, I said, okay, just an FYI. And then he's like, well, I hit the jackpot. So to him, it was I just said, I don't get it. To me, a good time is a good time. I mean, people don't understand it, but I can say, I can go out for dinner and have a good time. You can come over to my house and have a good time. We can have sex and have a good time. I don't separate it because my husband and I know how to separate love and sex.
Yes.
And I think that's people don't know how to do that.
No.
It's all, well, you can't have sex unless you're in love.
Yes.
Oh, hell you can. And I just feel like so many people are starting to see it, but nobody talks about it enough. No. And I look at it as, I can see you the next day and give you a high five and say, hey, buddy, what's up? Like, I don't look at it any differently than watching a movie. And I've always been that way since I was sexually active, and even before then. And I almost wish I was more of this in my 20s when I'm more confident now than I was in my 20s. So I kind of wish I was a little more, because I had so many opportunities, and I was always like, the stigma.
Well, and it's also in your 20s, you're more influenced by, I feel like, society.
Yes.
And like, okay, no, you're supposed to do this, and then you do this.
That's
and then
right.
you do this, and then you do this.
You know, and I worked in a bar, and we all, partied all night long. Like, my house was like the party house. Like, we had 5 roommates, sometimes 6 or 7. You just never knew from month to month. And everyone's just sleeping with everybody. Like, it was just kind of the situation. But yet, I had so many opportunities where the females were kind of a part of it. And I was just kind of like, oh, yes, but no. Because again, people would be like the judgies. And now that I'm in my 40s, I feel like you get to that point of going, I don't care anymore. I'm going to do me now. I'm not going to worry about what anyone thinks. We obviously have the best relationship. People always say, I wish I had a relationship like yours. Because I always say, love can't happen if there's no trust and respect. Luckily, my husband and I 100% trust and respect each other. We don't do anything without even discussing it, because that's how you're supposed to do it.
Exactly.
There are still rules and there are still things. So once that is all done, I just, again, people go, that's so great, but they'll never do it.
No, they won't do it.
I don't understand it. It just, it's so baffling to me. I'm like, why not just have a great time? Have a great time with friends.
Well, and that's after my separation, like, that was, to me, in my head now, the ideal relationship. If I even want to say the word relationship. Yep. Because that's not what I'm looking for. But to have something like that with someone.
That's right.
Is... I don't know. It's just, like you said, the trust is there, the respect is there.
Right.
And that's like for me, those are like 2 of my 3 things that I ask of people.
Exactly.
And the other one's communication.
Yes!
Those are the 3 things I ask of people. And like I say, and I can never get all 3 out of anyone.
No, and I don't understand that. And I say, like, even coming here for night, he knew what I was going to do. He knew it, and he was totally cool with it, because he's like, well, that's our lives. Why not discuss it? Like, why not? And so many people are still kind of so shy about it. And I said, I'm still kind of a person who, I'll search it out in a sense, but I'm still kind of like, if I'm comfortable with you and I find you attractive, that's one thing. But he is kind of more like, hey, do you want to get online? I'm still kind of the opposite. I still have a hard time with that. I still have to have a connection. I can't just go, hey, you look cute, let's go sleep together. I still want a connection, because I kind of want a friends with benefits. I want someone who's going to say, hey, let's watch a movie, come on over. And that's all it is one night.
But that is not even easy to come by.
It is so not easy to come by. But then you go on these sites, and there is a bunch of us out there, but people are so terrified, I find, to really, really put themselves out there to say it.
No, it's so true. Yeah, it's so true. Like, I don't know, it's just where I see it. I think that with all the dating apps, like, everyone I hear from now is like, oh, my boyfriend cheated on me. I'm like, oh, how did you guys meet? Tinder. Well, there you go. Well, like, everyone is a finger swipe away, and everyone is stuck in the mentality right now of the grass being greener on the other side. That's right. And I am not a part. I hate that.
No, right? Exactly.
It's like live in the moment type thing is what you need to do. So, and
relationships are work. If there's no trust, then why the hell? However the relationship is, friendships, partners, whatever it is, if there's no trust there, forget it.
No, exactly.
Forget it. Doesn't make sense.
No,
And we've been in this lifestyle for 16 years. I kind of more was the one that brought him into it. And friendships have been lost, but not in the sense of what we thought it would be. Like, say, the boyfriend and girlfriend broke up, who we'd been with many times. Yeah. So then you kind of, and then it'll turn into, well, that other new girlfriend may find out about the past and then be like, well, maybe we won't hang out with them on their own, right? So kind of thing. So things kind of got ruined because people who say they're 100% ready, they're sometimes they're not, and they think they are, and they really aren't. And that's what I don't like to push, because I don't want to you never want to do any of that to anybody. But if there's so many people like, yeah, I'm good. And they're like, no, you're not.
No,
you're not. If you don't trust him to just hang out with me, then...
Nope.
Then no, sorry,
Exactly.
you're not in that right place. Don't say it because you're not. Your actions are totally different. So,
and
then I don't push that. I just go, nope, I can tell.
But that just goes for everything. That goes for women saying, "Oh, I don't care if he does that. It's not going to bother me." Well, yeah, it does.
Totally does.
I can tell you right now, it does.
Yeah,
it always did for me. I am different now. I transitioned that statement,
right,
and I don't see it that way anymore.
No.
Of course I did once upon a time.
We all did. I was that insecure 20-something, have sex in the dark. Mm-hmm. Don't look at me, I'm insecure. Mm-hmm. You know? And it took me a long time. But yet I still had those thoughts. Those thoughts were never gone.
Yeah.
But I was so insecure, I didn't know how to really find myself to kind of go, this is who you are.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to figure that out. And luckily, I figured it out with my husband.
Yeah.
With my partner.
Which is not easy to find.
It is not easy to find. I feel like we're the unicorn, which I see a lot on Tinder, looking for that unicorn. But we are that unicorn couple. We don't care. Sex to us is not, I don't even know. He would message me when I go to parties and say, let me know what's happening. He doesn't send me photos. He's just that guy. He even loves the stories. He doesn't have to be there. Yeah. He just likes the stories. And I'll be like, are you sure? Amazing. And I will still double check to be like,
yeah.
Are you good? And are you sure? And
yeah.
more often than not, he's been there 9 times out of 10. Out of every incident that we've had.
It's not like you do this so often.
No. There's been maybe a couple of times where he was not a part of it. But generally he is always there, whether it's just kind of watching with a big, huge grin on his face or just he'll be like, you guys go up. I'm good. I'm just going to watch TV. I'm going to watch some golf. I'm good.
Yeah.
But he was always in the scenario. It was never
well, that was his pleasure.
That's right. And there was one time with some friends that I said they were it was the day. Here we go. And he was like, what the hell? My husband wasn't there and I didn't know what to do. And I was messaging him saying, apparently this couple is messaging me and I'm right here with them. And he's like, do it. Don't say no to something like that. I said, so, okay. So we did that. The husband's watching from the hallway because she was so nervous that she was like, you can't watch, you can't just let us start our thing together,
okay,
and then when we're ready we will invite you in. And I just again messaged my husband to make sure okay, I think he's going to be a part of this, are you cool? So what did I end up doing was mainly for her, but I didn't have him touch me because he wasn't there. Not that he would have cared, but for my own respect, I was like, no, you do your wife and I will do your wife. Yeah. That was kind of more how that kind of went.
Totally.
So that worked in a good scenario anyways. It was just kind of one of those, I was like, you later. And that did happen later. It did. But my husband was there for that. So,
okay. It's it's just, and I find there are some guys that would just not be interested in 2 women, and I always think what's wrong with you? But so I've heard from numerous guys, and it makes sense. Some guys say, I wouldn't know what to do with 2 women, and I thought that was crazy at first. But some guys were intimidated. No, it's totally intimidating.
Totally,
and I could see that.
I think where I always say, people always say, you would rather I have friends that are no women. I could never have women in the room. I could never do it. And I would kind of convert them a little bit to say, well, I get that. I totally get that. I said, when I started this in the 90s, AIDS was prevalent, things were prevalent. And I always kind of looked at it well, women are less likely. There's no pregnancy. There's no, just a good time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's kind of how I looked at it. And so I think I just was always attracted to women in that sense where I was men, I was still kind of intimidated by unless my husband or boyfriend is there, I didn't want to do that originally. And I said, well, that's why the girl, I felt safer, I guess. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
it was a safer scenario, but I knew you. Whereas, like, he would be more interested in, like, hey, let's get eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And I'm like, nope. No, I can't do that. But we've done both, and both have been fabulous.
Yeah.
But I just always said, you still need that connection. I don't care what anyone says. I still find you need that connection.
No, for sure, and I agree.
You still have to hang out, have a good connection, have good conversation. You can't just
I know
go.
guys that have just swiped yes on every person. And I was like, okay, I was like, well, first off, from a girl's perspective, that would overwhelm the shit out of me because of all the friggin' matches you get.
That's right.
It's easier for women to get matches. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I need to at least have like an attraction.
There has to be something.
Even. Like, and I don't want to sound vain, but it's true.
It's
like,
totally true.
I
don't care
because
what
I
it says.
do have standards.
Yeah.
So that's
But
just
even
it.
just mentality wise, like, I mean, I can look at a picture and go, you're cute, but I can also know you're probably an asshole.
Yeah.
You know, like, I've met a lot of assholes.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's just, you know, you
yeah.
kind of start to see it after a while where it's like, my husband was kind of that guy that when I got to know him, the more attractive he became to me and the more comfortable became with like with our sex lives, it just became more and more because we became more comfortable with each other. But he came more attractive to me. I didn't expect any of my friends to look at him and go, he's a good looking guy.
Right.
You get to know him and then go, oh my God, he's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of person I still look at it that. It's that I
Yeah.
find you more attractive the more I get to know you.
Yeah.
And regardless of our lifestyle, that's still important to me. And I'm working on my husband with that because I think he still is kind of like 18 years old. Hey, you know, like, let's go. And it's like, oh, honey,
he does.
I love you, but
does have, I think, the ideal life. Like, and so, like, and that's the thing. I mean, I meet you, and, you know, you just slowly over time start learning little stories about, and then you're like, and you start adding things up. And you're like, okay. So, like, yeah, I have said for years, I've said you guys have the best fucking marriage, relationship, whatever. Because, like, you guys still do things to spice it up.
Absolutely.
Like, he bought a massage table to give you massages. Nobody does that.
Nope.
Nobody does that.
I'm very lucky. Like,
Gives massages alone. Never mind he goes and buys a table.
That's right. Buys a table. And I
Like-
still get a good hour-long massage, but he knows
Yeah.
when I get that massage, he gets paid in the end.
Of course.
You know, like, he knows. Like, us women, I'm sorry, guys, you still have to realize.
Yeah, totally.
You can't just go in there, guys. You gotta work into it. And so, of course, the more he does, the more I'm willing to do. So I feel like I owe.
That is another point of relationships.
That's right.
I would always say to my ex, do you know what you would get if you just like did stuff without me having to ask? Like you don't have any idea.
No, right?
And he's never got it. I was like,
It's too bad. It's too bad. Like, we read each other really well that way. At least we kind of know. Like, I know what he likes. He knows what I like. And he knows if I've had a rough week, I pretty much know. And I'll come down, you know, he'll go take a bath. And then I'll come downstairs, the massage table's ready, you know,
and
oil's
who
going.
does that?
Yeah, like he just does it. And then when I know he's had a bad week, his is the opposite. I put on some kinky something.
Yeah.
You know? It's just more like, I find some kinky outfit to put on and surprise him, whether it's, you know, usually I message him during lunch, like, you want to come home for lunch? And,
like, that's awesome.
I totally surprise him in some crazy outfit or something, and he'll come home for lunch, and that's it. So it's like...
I think, like, daytime sex
fun.
is, like, my favorite time to have sex. It's just,
Ugh.
like... almost like not the forbidden, but it's like usually people do it at night.
Afternoon delight. No, just like I said, hang out, get stoned, have sex.
I even
cool.
said,
it's
like,
a good day. It's a good day.
Why does it have to stop when you have kids? I'm like,
no.
Tell them to get outside, lock the patio door, and just do me in the kitchen.
You've gotten to the point now, like
I'll watch. Like to make sure there's nothing happening.
We lock our bedroom door. We purposely put a lock on our bedroom door. And we'll tell him, Mommy and Daddy time, go downstairs, please. And he'll go, okay. And we said, no, we're going to start doing this more because we went through that stage of after you have a child, and you've probably experienced this, or a lot of women have. You don't feel sexy. You feel like you're a mom now, and you're like, where did that go? And you just feel gross. So there was a few years where that kind of, our life kind of stopped, and I thought, this is it. I'm never going to be the person I was before. That's never going to come back. I'm gross. I don't feel good about myself.
Yeah.
Even though he told me every day how beautiful I was.
Yeah.
I felt bad about myself. So yes, we still had sex. We still did those things, but I was kind of going, we're never going to have the lifestyle we used to have because I don't feel good about myself and I don't want to bring somebody in when I just feel gross and I'm tired.
Yeah.
And then over the years, as our child grew, it kind of go, okay, I'm starting to feel like myself again. It took a few years. I had some postpartum, so it took a few years. And I was like, damn it, we've missed some years here. So I started to feel good. I lost some weight. And then all of a sudden, I was like, we need to have our lifestyle back. Like, we are missing out. That is who we are.
Yeah.
We can't not be those people anymore. That's not who we are.
Yeah.
And we discussed that years ago when our child was really young. And I said, I think I'm done. And he got kind of mad and said, we need to have a discussion about that. You can't just say you're done.
Yeah.
But I felt like a fat pig. And I was like, I don't want anyone to see me ever. I'm a mom now. I don't feel sexy.
Yeah, your boobs are like
right,
like a feeding machine.
That's
now.
right. Like I didn't feel sexy anymore.
No.
Like even to come to here, I said I wanted to dress up a little bit because this is a conversation where I still want to feel sexy about it. I still want to feel good. I still want to, you know, if I feel like I'm like in my grubs and you look gross, I can't really be honest about this.
Yeah.
But when I'm feeling good, then it's like, yeah, I feel good about it. So I purposely, every day, I do it for myself. I put on the makeup. I do a little bit to kind of go, I feel good today. I'm 42.
Yeah.
I'm doing okay.
Yeah. No, totally.
You know, and our child is at an age now where we're back to our lifestyle. We're back to kind of finding each other again. And thank God we are, because there was quite a few years there going, I don't know.
Yeah.
We're tired.
Yeah,
We're parents.
But see,
and we forget.
And that's where I feel like, so women are starting to leave. Women, I feel like, are waking up when around, I guess, when your youngest is 5. Because they're not as, like, really dependent. Or maybe even 4. I don't know. They're just not as dependent on you anymore. So, well, I mean, they are, but not like babies.
Not like babies.
So you have all this free time. And then he's just kind of like, what did I used to do? And then like, why did I stop doing it? And then you're like, what the heck? And then it just things just start coming at you because you have now all this time to focus on yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like with you guys.
Well, that's
like,
it. I left a job. I started a whole new, like, 42 kind of hit me of like, I'm not happy and I need to go back to who I was. I need to find her again because I liked her.
Yes.
I didn't like who I was becoming. I wanted to go back to her, and with a little bit of, you know, obviously help from doctors and things like that, I found her again. And I was like, thank God, because I've got a long life still and I want to have fun. I don't want to regret anything. I want to have a good time while I still can have a good time, because there are friends that have passed away. And I said, you know, again, I guess it's the whole, for me, sex is sex. I don't care. But I just have a good time while you can have a good time.
Yeah.
Just do it, you know, because there's too many regrets.
Yeah. And like one of the Jay Shetty podcasts, there was a radio announcer talking about how he he could always get along with like older people, because he said he was always used to be with his grandparents and going to like nursing homes, and he could just relate to them more. Right. So yeah, he just said like, and the one thing that they all told me when they were like 80 was that don't regret anything in life. Like, just do it, because that's what their regret is that they never did it when they had the opportunity. And that's how I see it. And that's just it. I've had a couple really close girlfriends that have passed away, and it really opens your eyes up to think, wow, like, it's how fast it can happen. So that's right. And yeah, so it's
and I think, you know, like, when you're like, your sexuality, you know, at a young age. I don't care what anyone thinks.
I agree with you.
I think I was probably masturbating at a younger age than I probably should have been.
I'm the same.
Realistically. And it was from another friend that showed me what to do.
Okay.
And I was like, well, this is fabulous. And I don't even think I knew what it was. I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew it felt good. Yeah. Right? And I knew a girl had shown me. That was the same
with me, yep.
She was an older friend, and she'd shown me. And I was like, where did you learn this? This is, like, fabulous. And then I had another girlfriend who we fooled around a lot up until probably 7th or 8th grade. Like, we did a lot of kissing, and a lot of, like, kissing down there, but not to the point of, like, we didn't know what the hell we were doing. We're
Right.
like in grade
Yep.
6 or 7. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we were like interested.
Yeah.
And clearly we knew there was something there, but you didn't identify it. We went to a school that was a very strict school. Mm-hmm. So we knew there was something, but we just couldn't identify. And then you go to high school and you're like, oh, I get it now. I figured it out.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was very young to kind of be doing the things that I was doing without being really told. I wasn't really taught. I came from a very strict background. Yeah. But I always knew in my head, I was like, I don't feel like I fit. Yeah. I always knew I felt differently. I always knew I thought differently. And I'd be looking at my family going, really? We're related? How are we related?
Yeah, tell me again.
You know? And my father died when I was 21. And I think him and I, if he was alive, we'd be like, holy crap. Like, I know I'm him. And I know him and I would be like, we get it. And I get it. And I think I'm definitely like him in those kind of senses. So I feel like, I don't know how I became here. And I feel like I have to keep my life somewhat secretive in the sense of my family won't get it.
No.
They won't. And some friends might not even get it realistically. But most of my good friends know because I don't keep secrets. Yeah. No. I tell everybody. I'm like, cool, how it is.
If
like,
they're
this is how it is.
Judging you about it, that's their own self issues.
I could honestly say most people say, fuck, I'm jealous.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've had anyone say you're weird or, you know, most people have been like, I kind of wish. And some of my friends that are a little like green behind the ears have been messaging me when I said I joined Tinder and they're like, what? Yeah. And they're like, tell me. Like you can tell they're so interested, but they're so scared. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, no, it's great. And they're like, this is great. They fill me in. Like, you can tell, like, I'm now their person to, like, fill them in and all this information that they can maybe go and have sex with their husband with the thoughts of. But I don't know if they would ever actually do it. But they just still can't believe that this is what, I'm like, this is what we're doing. Yeah. Just so you know, heads up, this is me, and I want you to all know me.
I love it.
I'm not going to hide who I am anymore. I'm not going to pretend I don't work for anybody but myself, and I can finally just be me. Yeah.
No, that's like when all the apps started coming out, I was like, I'm almost 40 years old and I'm going, I just created a Snapchat account at the age of 40. Like,
right?
To go along with like my whatever this is. So
that's right.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think I don't even know if I need a whole separate podcast to go into like the Tinder and Bumble and all those. But I've always told my girlfriends to, some that have separated recently from their husbands and stuff, I've always said, I'm like, first thing, I'm like, do not go on those apps if you are looking for friends with benefits right away. Nope. Or a relationship, which shame on you.
Yeah, exactly.
If you are.
You're stupid if you go on there thinking you're going to get a relationship.
And I'm talking to you. You know who you are.
I don't, but I agree.
No, there's a lot of you out there. I've been there. Like, we've all been there. But it's just like when you hit a certain age, like our age, no. Shame on you.
That's right.
Like,
come on, don't be crazy.
Yeah.
Just
so
have a good time. Don't be crazy.
I've always said, have a game plan. You cannot go on those apps without a game plan. Exactly. I've said, if you show those men you're weak, they will eat you alive.
So true.
And it's happened. Yeah. And I don't like it.
No, I don't either.
Because it shouldn't be like that.
No, that's right.
It should be literally, I am like a straight shooter. My profile is like to the point.
I have to look at your profile, actually. I don't think I've even seen it.
Majority of guys actually right away say, I love your like straightforwardness. And I'm like, I don't got time.
Yeah, I don't have time for bullshit.
I can smell your bullshit. B, I can see your bullshit.
That's right.
See, like, I've been there.
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
I've been through experiences. I'm still learning, but you just...
Yeah, but yay to the confidence of a 40-plus-year-old woman. You know, like, we kind of get to that point of, like, we are done with every bullshit, and I'm going to do what I want to do to make me feel good, and I don't care.
Yep.
I don't care anymore. But I wish I was like that in my 20s and my 30s.
Yeah, no, and that's why I
took
want
my 40s to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy crap, why did it take me so long? But I think life had to guide you into that direction.
Exactly.
It
and
really took me
because
that time.
it's like I said, it's the 20s mentality with girls. It's like, oh, I need a boyfriend. Oh, I need a husband. Oh, I need have
pathetic.
kids. And then you get in your 30s. I always tell people, I'm like, 30s is sort of just like it's like just a blink.
It is. Yeah.
Because all of a sudden you're 40, you're like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, because then you're just doing the mom and the wife thing. And then, like I said, your youngest is like not as like dependent on you anymore. You're like,
no.
Hey.
What now? What now? Who am I? Where did I go? Oh, there I am. Come back.
Yeah. So I've always said, like, don't go on those apps.
No.
Because I guess I've had a little bit more of a steady with someone and a lot quicker than I thought I would have, but like, I'm very, like, upfront that I'm not looking for, like, I just can't get anything serious, right? Like,
just physical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but up to me meeting him, I had to weed through a lot of garbage.
Right.
To get to him.
Right.
And for every piece of garbage that I went through, there were some great guys. Like, I'm not saying everyone, majority is piece of garbage.
Right.
But every time I would endure someone like that, I actually would thank them, like, not to them, but I would be like, you know what, motherfucker, thank you, because I now know when I am not going to let someone do to me, and it would almost power me up. Right, I would almost get like a surge of power, and I'd be like, thank you for being a douche and for giving me my power. And I literally will not go back to those situations, and that's just it. So I always use it as a learning experience, not as a get down on yourself, because that's not it. And I just, like, you have to use every experience that you go through as a lesson, and you go from there. Like,
when I met my husband to be, I was about 26 years old, and I said, you know what? I love my career. I love being single. I finally stopped being that pathetic, and I was. And anyone who dated me or anyone who maybe has slept with me, I had a pathetic little stage there of like, I think I love you. And oh my God, I was so pathetic. And I just like look back and go, I want to go like message them and go, I am so sorry. I was so stupid back then. But I think that's what 20-year-olds do. Like you just figure it out. And I'm so like, I look back at that and go, oh, I want a do-over. I was so embarrassed by that situation. But at the same time, I grew from that situation. Yeah. And kind of when I met my husband, I had made a decision of like, I love my career. I love being single. I'm no longer having you call me for sex. I'm going to call you for sex. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fuck off. That's like, I'm not going to have that guy call me at 3 a.m. And I would have those guys, old high school friends, all of a sudden message me going, you're hot now. Do you want to come over and fuck? And I'd be like, it's 3 a.m. Go fuck yourself. Like, you had no time for me at the bar when I saw you earlier, but now you're messaging me. I got control. And the minute I got control, my life changed. And then guess what? I met my husband. And I totally believe that when you put out there in the universe, whether it's, you just know what you're putting out there. I put out confidence. I put out happiness. When I met my husband, I remember it clear as day, even though I was drunk as fuck. I remember talking to him. I remember my first words to him. He was talking to the bartender. I didn't know he worked at the Grizzly. And I said, he's trying to hit on you. And he goes, no, I'm not. Who are you? I said my name, and we shook hands. We realized we knew a lot of the same people, and the rest is history. He told the cab driver that night we were going to get married.
There you go.
And I almost want to find that cab driver and go, he was right. Oh, it wasn't a one-night stand.
You were probably like, God. Yeah, buddy.
I'm looking at him going, you're fucking crazy. I just want sex. I don't know what's going on here, buddy. But, like, here we go. And then here we are 16 years later. It's a great It was totally meant to be, but I was in a happy place when I found him. Yeah. That's the difference. I have friends that find people in not a happy place. They spend a few years and then go, not good.
No, and even though I weed through garbage, I still had fun doing it. I'm just saying, you endure assholes.
Absolutely.
You are going to endure assholes.
Of course.
But still when I got to the point where I was like, okay, summer's over. I could run I'm like, I think I just need
Yeah.
to chill out and do me. I need to
That's right.
work on me. And that's when something kind of just came. I was not
right.
expecting to ever see him again. And it just, we clicked and it was like, what's going on?
That's right.
So, and that was just it. It was like,
Yep.
when you decide, it's, if you keep getting stuck in the same rut.
Yeah.
The same rut. It's just
You're making the same decisions over and over again.
Perpetual cycle. Yeah. It's just that's all it's ever going to do.
Right.
You're never going to move forward.
No. And people will always be like, I don't understand it, but yet at the same time go, I'm so jealous. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, you can do it if you had an open and a comfortable and a right commitment. I said, that's what I don't understand. I said, so many of you are in this like, I can't go out. He won't let me. Excuse me?
Yeah. Yeah.
That I've never understood. Like, I will always still double check with my husband if it's okay. And he'll look at me and he goes, it's fine. Like, but because I respect him, I'm not going to just make a decision without talking to him first because I respect him.
Yeah.
And again, that goes with our sexual encounters. I'll just message him going, hey, this is what's happening tonight. And he's like, okay, send me a picture. Cool. Yeah. Sounds good. And then I've run into some old high school friends that are like, I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, well, could have had it, but
yeah,
for you. You chose no when I liked you. So, yeah. You chose no. So,
the thing is, like, I think you can find a lot of individual people open to it, but to find, like, a significant other that is fully into it is very hard to find.
It really is.
One person might be like, oh, yeah, honey, I'll be into it. And they're not. And it's not going to work.
That's it. It's not going to work. There's always, I've heard so many stories, and I've actually been a part of it, where it's always the female, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And they will always turn it into a jealousy thing. And it's like, you look like you were enjoying sex with her more than with me. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And I was a part of that situation, and I said, but that's not the point of it. The fact that you're looking at it that way means you are not ready for this. It's the point about having fun. I'm just as happy having fun with you than he is with having fun with me. Like, and they would start that, and I would say no, and I would always tell, my partner at the time, whoever I was dating or my husband, and say, clearly, they think they're ready, but they're really not. And I got really frustrated because I said, is there no people like me out there? There has to be people like me out there. I said, for what I do for a living, I meet a lot of people. I do eccentric things, and I just kind of feel like there has to be more of us. And you live in a small
city.
And I live in a small city, so I do have to kind of keep it like, somewhat on the down low. Like,
but when you've grown up here in a small city, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like
it's like 3 degrees of separation. It's not 6.
Yeah, that's
it's not 6 at all. No Kevin Bacon going on
here.
It's full on 3 degrees. Yeah. And when you grew up here, and they're all like, "Oh, we know her," or "This has happened," it's like, "Oh, damn it!" And it's hard because if you're like me, you're going to keep it discreet. You're going to do it because it's just our lifestyle.
Yeah.
But then there's those other people that'll be like, pss, 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 and it turns into a rumor, and then that can affect people. And it's the downside to that.
I don't know why sex is like seen as a dirty, disgusting thing.
Not.
I mean, it creates human life first off, but I mean. It
was meant for pleasure. We wouldn't have a clitoris. We wouldn't have a G-spot if it wasn't meant for pleasure. That's kind of the whole point.
Yeah.
I mean, my husband and I always make the joke of like, do as the Romans do was meant for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't until the Western world came in and said, no, has to be boy and girl, husband and wife. Yeah. Everything else is evil and you will go to hell.
Yeah.
But that was Western ideal and religion. That's what came in and destroyed it all. I said, what is wrong with just feeling good? We wouldn't have the G-spot. We wouldn't have a clitoris. We wouldn't have all those things if it wasn't meant just to have a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, people would have sex with anybody. And back then, it didn't matter. Men, women, whatever. It didn't matter because it was just about having a good time.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, West comes in and goes, you're going to go to hell.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, like, I have some friends that... I just find they had an upbringing that sex was gross, masturbation was gross, you weren't supposed to do it. So I see them now, and they are not, they don't have much of a sex life, or they're not interested in it.
Right.
And it can, I don't know. it's sad to see.
It's
because
very sad to see.
With my kids, so I have boys, but their hands are always down their pants anyway.
Yeah, right. I hear you. I have a boy too.
When I found out I was pregnant with a boy, do you know how many friends messaged me and said that already had sons? And they were like, oh my goodness, if you have a boy, just to let you know, it's totally common if they can't keep
touching
off
their penis.
And
Yeah,
I was like,
I hear you.
Oh my God.
Totally. I got the same advice.
Yeah.
Yep.
So my boys know that there's a time and a place to do that. And I've always said, if you want to do that, you can go up to your room and do it in the privacy of your own bedroom. That's right. And I'm like, but you need to know that, there's a time and a place for it, but it's not wrong.
No,
that's not wrong to do.
Well, see, and that's the thing. I came from a very religious background.
And I don't even think they're at the age yet where they're even
They probably don't even,
they
don't even know what that means yet at this stage. Like, they're too young to know that.
I think with them, it was always a stress thing.
That's
anyway.
right. That's right. But I know with my child, I kind of already see it where I'm like, my husband was a very not sexually active, but very, I guess, horny as a young child and as a teenager. Like, he masturbated a lot.
Yeah.
I masturbated a lot
Yeah.
as a kid, where I didn't talk to anybody about it because I thought nobody can know this. This is such a private thing. My high school friends, and I remember finally, like, sometime in high school, maybe 11th grade, a few friends talked about it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not alone. Like, I thought I was alone in this, and it was, and I can already kind of see, like, questions that comes out of my son's mouth where I'm like, oh, he comes from two parents who are very inquisitive people. As children, we were very inquisitive. Yeah. And my husband would tell me all the times, and I'm like, oh my God, you and I are literally identical. Mm-hmm. You're the male version of me. Yeah. I was doing things that I probably shouldn't have been doing, that nobody should have known about at that young of an age. Let's put it that way. But I knew it was, hey, it feels great.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, okay. And then from that point on, it kind of just was my life, where I was like, I don't understand why people don't do this more often.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it's and that's the thing too, like, I don't know, it just, the trust thing is just, I think, the biggest, because I don't know, right. I mean, next to money, just cheating is one of the biggest breakups of relationships.
I can't handle cheating.
And it doesn't have to be like that.
No, it really doesn't.
No.
It really doesn't.
And be smart about it. I'm not saying be gross and protect yourselves. Like, be smart adults.
Be smart.
Right? And
like with everything, and that's what I said, if you don't know how to take care of your own personal body, if you don't know how to take care, if you're going to have this lifestyle, you have to be 100% careful and again, trusting and respectful. Like, you can't just dive in. Like,
going
that's
into
not how it works.
So are you are you a type of person that would, like, rather do it with friends or with strangers?
I say friends because I've already had that connection with you.
Right.
So at some point, I probably already found you attractive. I've already was like, maybe had some imaginations. I think because growing up for me, sex was that kind of thing that I had to be 100% comfortable with you in. Yeah. Before it was like, lights off, dark, don't look at me, I have a tummy. You know, like I was so shy, which is so funny because I'm so not that person now. But I would say to my husband, like, I would rather like a girl that I know that whether it was I worked with or a friend where I was kind of like, especially as I met as an adult. It couldn't be a friend that I've known as a child because I'm like, that's just weird. We got our periods together. I can't look at you that way. That's just awkward. Yeah. But as an adult woman to kind of go, okay, I find her attractive. I've always found women attractive. Yeah. I've never not. The porn of my choice has always been women on women. That's just who I've always been. Yeah. So I just would say, to me, again, it's about comfort. Yeah. I don't think of it any different than having dinner. Yeah. Or going to a movie. Yeah. You know, that's just me. To me, it's so weird for some people to understand that, but I just kind of look at it no different. And I think when things have ended awkwardly, it's because they couldn't see past that. Right. Whereas because my husband and I don't consider sex and love the same thing. Right. Those people clearly don't. Yes. So for us, I'm like I said, I would look at you no differently the next day because I just went to a movie with you. Yeah. Went for dinner. I don't care. Like, it was just feeling. But it was a really good dinner. But that's,
Yeah.
I think just because a good time is a good time. So I guess I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I should be on like a nudist colony or something. I don't know. Like
you should create one.
I almost feel like I was a man in my old life because I don't understand these jealous women.
Yeah.
I've never understood that. And I've had a lot of guy friends, and all my guy friends would be like, they would meet a girl, and the question, it was always, Melanie, can you come? You need to come for dinner. You need to come. Like, you need to be the girl that comes because I was the nice one. I was the one that was always like, hey, nice to meet you. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
I was never the jealous girl. I could care less.
Right. Yeah.
I'm happy you have a girlfriend. Great.
Yeah.
Bring her into the, bring her into the group. Whereas when I first joined, it was like, oh, no one likes me. This is weird. So it was always, clearly I was always comfortable with that. It didn't bother me.
Right. And I grew up with a lot of guy friends too, so I feel like it almost makes you a little more relatable to guys.
That's right.
Like, my sense of humor is
crazy. I've
Crazy.
always had more fun with guys. I always have. Like,
because I think
I didn't
like
play
a guy,
house. I could care less.
No,
Have
I
fun.
did that, but like I still watch sports with my dad, and I don't know, I could like literally get in on the guy jokes.
Right,
like,
exactly.
My sense of humor was just like that warped.
I
But
was
love
that
it.
weird girl that looked at other girls to go, you're kind of stupid. Like,
Yeah.
I would just be like, I understood the guys more. I've always had more guy friends than girlfriends. And I think just because I didn't have the drama, I was not the drama girl.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand jealousy. I didn't understand any of that concept. So I'd be like looking at these girls that some of my guy friends would be dating, like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This hurts my brain. Like, you're physically hurting me that you're dating her. She clearly has a jealous bone. Like, she's texting you every 5 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not good. That's not healthy.
No. That is not.
But again, but it was funny though, but with a lot of those guys that I had crushes on or whatever liked, I was still the buddy.
Yeah.
They never looked at me as the girl. And now though, as I got older, they all kind of switched. And I'm like, oh, funny that you like it now. But at the time they were like, no, I'm the buddy. I was the girl because I was the kind of the tomboy of like, I like to look good. I had makeup on, but at the same time I was like, I don't get these weird girls and the jealousy. It's just weird to me. Just go have fun.
Well, I had a tight group of guy friends and girlfriends, and that was the thing. Everyone sort of kind of circulated between each other.
Right.
And my parents might be happy to hear this. I did not.
That's right.
Because pretty much, well, 2 of them I'd known since I was 5 and 7 years old. They're like my brothers.
Nope, can't do.
And just the other guys were like, like my bros.
Yeah, can't do. That's
so
right.
I was like, I can't. And then and I actually lost my virginity at like a later age than what you would think.
I was the same.
I was like 19.
Me too.
And I remember up to that point, my friends, I never heard the end of it for years. They would all say, man, the second you lose your virginity, you're going to be like a nympho.
Right? Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah.
Oh, maybe they're right. But nympho's not the word I would use. But just kind of like, I could see what they meant by like maybe an adventurous type.
Yeah.
So I laugh about that. And I still remember when I lost it, that my girlfriend, we were out in the country and she was holding her cell phone in her hand, waiting to hit because this is back a long time ago.
Yeah, right. Back
waiting
in
to
the
hit
day.
her service so that she could use her cell phone.
Right.
So it then ends up calling my friend and be like, you're not gonna believe what happened.
I love it.
Literally just in the city limits. Like, that's what a big deal it was. But I think I kissed them, but that was just through a grade 8 game of spin the bottle.
Yeah. So we've all done that.
But other than that, I guess that's how so for me, like, I've come from such a tight group of friends back home. Right. That for me, I'd rather, I guess, do stuff with a stranger because my friends are like my friends. Like, they're almost like family to me. Right. That's how I always see the people that are really close with me. Right. So that's why sometimes I have a hard time, like, trying to separate the two.
Absolutely.
But that's the only reason. But definitely, I could totally see your point. Like,
Yeah.
if,
It's the comfort.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that I don't care when I ask a question. Like, I don't care, what do you like? What do this?
Yeah.
Whereas as a stranger, like, ooh, like, you just feel like you don't feel comfortable saying things or asking for things or say, do you mind trying this? Or do you want to try this?
Yeah, see, I would like lay everything on the line though before.
Yeah. Oh, of course, yeah. Like,
but I know what you mean. Like,
right? Like, it's kind of like, I don't, like, it's just, and I think that's where my husband and I had such a hard time for the longest time, where I was like, I just want to, like, someone I know, like, just to kind of go, hey, let's come over, hang out, and whatever. And then he was like, let's you do whoever.
Yeah.
And we did, and most of it was his guy friends, so, you know, we did do those things, and I was fine with it, but then it never ended well, because again, it was the people that said they could, and they couldn't, and
Right.
it just gets disappointing, because I said, why is there no more people like me?
Well, yeah, but I think they're out there, but like you said, they're hard to find.
They are.
They don't want the judgment.
That's right.
But I think there are more people coming around to it.
I think so. Like, again, just people need to separate love and sex. It's not the same damn thing.
No, yeah.
It really isn't. Like, love is so much more than sex.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's the difference. Like, people just really need to get rid of that concept. Like, who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
Just, like, it's a good time. Who cares? But, like, it's not love. It's just... And I think that's the problem, because the Western ideal religion came in and said, nope.
Yeah.
The two have to go together or it's nothing. And it's like, no, that's not how it ever was. You came in and changed that. Yeah. Do as the Romans do, was meant for a reason.
Yeah, totally.
You know, like they had sex with everybody all the time. It wasn't until Western came in and said, nope, religion says that's wrong. Yeah. And then everyone went, nope. And then went crazy. And it's like, that's not how that's supposed to be.
No.
It makes no sense.
No, I know. It was like that Netflix special that was on. It was like what the heck's it called? It was like that colony that it happened in like the 80s or something.
Okay.
And it was in like Utah, and it was like this Indian guru comes in and he builds like a colony.
Okay.
Anyway, it's a really good thing to watch.
Interesting.
Because in the beginning, you're kind of like, okay, what's going on? And then as it goes on, you're like, I could really see the benefits of this little colony. Like, basically, okay, so it was like, you go be nude, I guess, but everyone kind of just slept with anyone. But it was like a happy place. Everyone was happy. They grew their own vegetables. They did their own stuff. And everyone was just happy.
Yeah.
And then the wrong person got in charge, and then it just kind of... But anyway, it's a really cool documentary. Mm-hmm. And I asked my parents, I was like, do you ever remember? Because it was on the news. Like, it was really big.
I'll have to look into that.
Because the town next to it was always trying to petition to get them out. Like, it was always, like, battles back and forth. So, yeah. So it, just kind of made me think of that. Like, you could have a happy, you know, like if you found like the right people.
Yeah,
like,
that's right. No, it's true. Like, it's true. Like I said, I just want to find more like-minded people. It's not like I'm looking for people to always have sex with. That's not like, you know, we had a situation where there was a couple that we were doing that with, and then every time we got together, they expected that to happen every time. And that kind of pissed me off because that's not what I was in it for. I was in it just for every once in a while, sure, but don't just expect it that every time I come over, it's going to be that. Like, I don't like that. I have to be in the mood, and it has to be like, whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, he kind of went crazy with the whole idea. His wife kind of just went, okay, let's do this. And then he went crazy and made, like, business cards and was, like, trying to get, like, swinger things going on. And there was an incident where we were all a part of this big group together on, you know, and it was a great time, but it was just like, okay, now you're taking it too far. Like, you're getting, like, business cards. You're kind of pushing the issue, like, you know, a little bit. But then that kind of ruined our friendship as well, because I was like, he would get mad at me if I didn't. Right. And I was like, first off, you're not my husband. And secondly, it was like, no, we're just over to have fun. Like,
Yeah.
why are you getting mad at me? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean every time we come over here, we're going to have sex.
No, exactly.
And that's not how I look at it either. And I think that's the problem is people just assume it's like, oh, every time. No, that's not what I mean. It still has to be in the moment. It still has to be kind of organic,
Yes.
I think is the big thing for me. And I think
Yeah.
that's where I differ is like, I can just go on Tinder and fuck anybody.
Yeah.
No, I still want it to be organic. I still want to have a connection with you, whether it's a conversation or something. And I think that's why I always say people that I'm attracted to as an adult, I'm like, yep, I find you sexy. I find you, not that I would ever say anything or whatever, but I find you as an adult. People I've known forever, that's gross. I can't.
Yeah. No,
I can't do it. I just can't.
No, yeah.
And I've had a few friends mention some things to me, and I said, I love you, but and they're like, oh, well, now I'm insulted. I said, well, you just said to me.
Yeah.
You couldn't imagine. I said, I'm telling you, no. That's just not how that works. Just because I live this lifestyle doesn't mean I'm going to be like walking down the street and just picking people out.
And it should be as a compliment. That means that you're close. Like, you're close, like family type
Well,
thing.
that's right. Well, in that respect, and then if I think of the other way, if I say, I'm attracted to you.
Yeah.
That's also the other. I'm like, because I'm not like, I think it goes back in the day of like people would just assume, oh, gay people like, oh, every guy because they're gay.
Yeah.
No. I still have to have a connection.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. I still have to find something that's worthwhile to have you in my life.
Oh, for sure.
You have to bring something to my life.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Whereas I think that's where my husband and I still had to have some conversations with him. It's like, you think it's easy. It's not easy. Like, I just don't want to go out there and just spread my legs. That's not...
No.
I still want it to be like a connection. And I think he's finally there where he gets it now. Like, he kind of goes, okay, yeah. I do understand why you mean that. And I said, yeah, good. Because, it's not something that I just want to do once in a while and I see the person ever.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of something like, hey, whatever. Like, just...
Yeah.
A lifestyle, I guess.
No.
A weird lifestyle. I don't know.
No, but I totally see it, and I see the advantages to it. And
for those of you who don't know, I think Corby's fabulous.
Oh. Thank you. But yeah, I don't know. It just I don't know. Just
like I said, it's a weird, like it's still a new thing. It's 2019. We're working on understanding. I think. People being comfortable with all of that.
Oh, yeah.
And I think, luckily, because of assholes like the Republicans, women are more coming out going, you know what, I'm going to come out and say shit. I'm going to be confident. I'm going to be a strong woman and say, yeah, I like this. This is my lifestyle. It's cool.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like since the Me Too movement has come out, like, it's done some good things and bad things.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
Because I think there's too many women out there that are just going to use that as an advantage.
Yes.
To try to either their career or money or whatever. Mm-hmm. When the whole Bill Cosby thing started, I was sad because I was like, no, that's my childhood. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of went, no, I think you really did. And that was really sad. And that kind of changed my world a little bit to kind of go, I can't watch that show now and think any differently.
Right.
Because it unfortunately did turn out that way.
Yeah.
At first I was like, no, not happening. And then clearly 25 women later, clearly there's something.
Yeah, exactly.
So women need to kind of stand up and go, you know what, no more of this. And I remember placements that I had where I would be getting massages from the male owners of the place that I was working at. And it would be like, I don't think that's normal.
Oh, yeah.
Or he would ask me to give him a massage. And,
yeah, no.
And I remember looking at this one girl that I worked with at the time and be like looking at her going, I don't know if this is normal. But I was in high school and I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
And it was kind of one of those things like I should have been like, ew.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
No,
I'm 18.
exactly.
That's gross.
Yeah. Yeah, no. And I think like the Harvey Weinstein thing, like it just... So it was good. I think women are like waking up and they're seeing that, no, I'm not going to let men like...
But acknowledge your sexuality. Why are men allowed?
Yeah.
It was like Sex and the City. And it's a funny thing. I never watched that show, but I totally relate to everything about that show.
Yeah.
Because it just makes sense. It's like, why are men allowed to go around? Why are men allowed to just sleep with whoever? Why aren't women allowed to go, hey, you know what? It's fun. I'm going to call you up and say, let's have a good night.
Yeah.
And I kind of realized that as I got older, when I finally got the confidence to kind of go, no, I'm not going to be your booty call. You're going to be mine.
Yeah.
And that was a great feeling. And then I met my husband.
Yeah. And I also am kind of like the whole stigma of like, why can like older men be with younger women?
That's right.
And why is it weird for older women to be with younger men?
It should be.
And it is. And
it totally is.
And yeah, and it's weird because a lot of younger guys like women around our age, and because they like the confidence.
The confidence, that's
like,
right.
We know what we want.
That's right.
And if you're not looking for a relationship, and neither are they, it just sort of...
That's it.
If you can click.
I was literally asked to be someone's gift on Tinder. A girlfriend messaged me and said her 29-year-old boyfriend had never been with someone my age, found me attractive, and was like, she wanted to give me a gift to him while she watched.
Yeah.
I'm totally cool with that. That has... doesn't mean anything to me, but it was just kind of like, okay, you get it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but I think for him, she's kind of like, okay, here's some 40-something-year-old woman coming in going, okay, I'm going to show you some shit. Like, this is just not...
No, totally.
This is just not, like, it's kind of like the confidence of a 40-year-old woman compared to a 20-something-year-old woman is completely different. It's kind of like giving them a lesson of like, here you go, ladies, take control.
Yeah, no,
it's cool.
Exactly.
Do it, you know, and we know what we like. I'm no longer just like, it's fine. You just lay there. I'm like, no, faster, harder, slower, fast, whatever. I now say it.
No, I know.
To be like, no, if you're going to make me have an orgasm, you need to do what I'm telling you or it's not going to happen.
And that was the thing too,
Happen.
Guys would say to me like, oh, you totally probably like faked that. I was like, no, I'm too selfish to do that. Never ever will I fake an orgasm.
I will literally tell you.
Yeah,
I'll say I got nothing.
Work for it.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll let you know when you've done that.
You will know when I've had one.
Yeah.
So, absolutely. No, I'm honest.
Didn't fake it because I'm too selfish for that.
Work for it. If you could go, you know, and we're at an age now, like the stamina may not be there. Yeah. With an older. So, you know, like, and it's kind of like, and I think we have a lot of toys. We have a lot of add-ons, you know, like I have a strap-on that I bring into the situation, especially with women. And I'm kind of like, here we go. And I learn how to, like, here we go, you know. But then, you know, with my husband too, it's kind of like, he'll use it just because he's like, I don't know if I can go as long as I need you to. Yeah, totally. And I'm like, you gotta, it's wild. Like, just keep going.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Yeah.
It's true.
And I always found it funny when people say, oh, you can't bring toys in the bedroom. Like, if you can't bring toys into the bedroom, then you're not in a good relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, then that guy's insecure, and that's not good. Like, you need to bring every type of toy into the relationship to have a good time.
Yeah, no, it's true. Change it up. And that's just it. It's like just keeping it interesting and...
That's it. I've never had a jealous bone in my body. I don't know how to be jealous. That's not who I am. And I remember feeling weird when I would like date somebody in my early 20s going, you know, it's great that I'm dating this guy, but I really like this person over here and I wish I could sleep with this person, but now I'm stuck with this person. But and I would feel weird about it because I'm like, I was never into cheating. That was not, I hated that. I hated cheaters. Yeah. And I was like so confused of going, God, like, is monogamy really a thing? Like, it doesn't make sense. Monogamy just never made sense to me. If I'm attracted to both female and male, monogamy makes no sense to me. Like, it was meant to have a good time. Yeah. No, you know, like... Yeah. I think it would get pretty stale if you couldn't. And, like, even with my husband, like, he always says... Just even the stories. Like, he loves to hear the stories of my early 20s. Like, he loves to hear, when was that time that you knocked on that guy's door at midnight because you were horny? You know, and I'd be like, oh, yeah, that was the night I was at this bar and I got horny and I said, I'm leaving the girls. And I just, like, literally knocked on his door and said, let's go. Yeah. You know, and he loves hearing that. I've never met a guy that would be like, tell me your crazy sex stories. You know, most guys are like, I don't want to know anyone, you know, because they're so self-conscious. They don't want to know. And he's like, nope, tell me everything. Yeah. Tell me everything from when you were like 12 and on and you started masturbating. Like, he's just that guy. Like,
no, and that's great.
Totally.
Yeah, I know. It's few and far between.
That's why I said we need to move somewhere there's more people like us, because I think because we're so different than most people, like, we really don't care, and I think so many people really do care, and that's
and that's just
right.
it.
That's the problem. Like, I always say to him, I said, God, I wish there was more people like us. I get really frustrated of like people, like, we just get kind of frustrated. Like, there is more like us, but I don't want to travel to like a different city. Like,
I know
it's out there, but
it is.
When you're a professional and you're in a city where it's kind of like not even 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
It's hard, and it's kind of like, what do you do with that? So that's why I think I don't do strangers. I do people I trust.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that's the difference for me. Whereas my husband is kind of more, he doesn't care, but I'm like, no, I'm in a situation where, I'm a pot smoker.
Yeah.
I'm a business owner.
Yeah.
I'm a very sexual person. I don't necessarily need to know, everyone doesn't need to know different parts of my life.
Right.
So I want the people I trust in those certain situations of my life, whether it's the pot, the sex, the whatever. I have to trust you.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's the difference. Whereas I think he looks at it a little differently, but I'm kind of more like, no. No, I want to know I trust that person.
No, for sure. And I get that. Oh, yeah. Because for sure.
And when you come from a family that kind of has a very religious background, and you kind of stood out of going, no, this is weird.
Yeah,
Religion is strange to me, and I just went, this doesn't make any sense. And if it doesn't make sense to me, it's not real.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I looked at it. So it was kind of like, I feel like it's so many years of not feeling like I fit in.
Yeah.
That was a lot of years. So I'm so glad that now I've got many more years of going, I get it. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I fit in.
Yeah.
I'm cool. I don't care.
No, and that's good.
Yeah.
It's hard to not care what others think. So
totally true.
I
spent my whole life that way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My whole life. And it finally, like, when I run into these people from high school or whatever, and they're all saying, whether they look different or they say things to me, and it's just kind of like, wow, we all have the same situation.
Yeah.
But yet, I would never have thought of that of you, because I looked at you as you were the popular kid. You were the one that was like the cheerleader but yet you had the same emotions I did, where it's kind of like, okay, so as you age, you learn and kind of go, we all went through the same stuff, no matter who you were in the group.
Yeah.
Didn't matter.
Yeah.
We all went through it.
Exactly. And that's the point.
That's right. And just kind of learning self-love, I think. And high school is those years of like, no, you don't.
No.
You figure it out later. High school is not those years.
No.
And I remember being very quiet, going, oh, I don't fit in. I don't fit in. I don't fit in.
Yeah.